Hi everyone, this is Ricky with Bermero Cards. I hope you're having a great week. Today's card is going to be made by using Leaf Canopy by Altenew, and these are the products we'll be using today. We're first going to start out by getting our blue cardstock here. I believe it's cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this is what the stamp set looks like. We're going to be using all of the images of the leaves and a few sentiments. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our stamp positioning tool here, and we're going to lay out the bigger stamp sets of the solids of the leaves here. We're going to put the magnets in place here, and then what we're going to do is use some, I think this is powder blue Stampin' Up! Ink. I'm not for sure the color. You can use any color you want, but I'm doing a tone-on-tone look. I double stamped that because it really didn't get a good impression the first time. Here in a few minutes this will grow out and there won't be so much space in the leaves. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the outline of the leaves. This takes a little precision work here, and you want to make sure it's in the right area. We're going to go ahead and put the magnets back on, and we're going to use some Versamark ink. This is a sticky ink that allows embossing powder to stick to the paper. I use the powder tool there so that the embossing powder does not stick to the cardstock when it's done. We're going to stamp this out, make sure it's really good and stamped. And we're going to move forward of getting the embossing powder on there. Now I'm going to be using a silver embossing powder by Altenew. Oh, that's my fancy powder catcher. It's antique silver. I love this embossing powder. I love how it looks. And it's going to look really great on this card. Basically, I'm just going to pour this on, shove it around a little bit, make sure there's embossing powder all along the card. I'm going to tap off what's not needed there, and we're going to go ahead and heat emboss this. I'm not going to show you the whole time that I'm heat embossing, but you will see what it looks like before we move forward. There we go. You can see the outline, the silver outline of all the leaves. I found some matching cardstock. I believe this is from MFT. I'm sorry, I can't remember the color of it right now. We're going to cut this at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then we're going to place that on Nina cardstock. That's cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or folded at that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a banner for the sentiment. I'm just using a Lawn Fawn banner here. I'm going to put that through the Big Shot, and we'll be complete with that. The next thing we're going to do is put the sentiment on the banner. I'm going to put this on an acrylic block and make sure it's straight. Then I'm going to use the embossing pad here to make sure that the embossing powder does not stick to the banner. Again, I'm going to use Versamark to get that done. And I want to stamp this in the middle of the banner as the best of my ability. You could also use a stamp positioning tool for this as well, but just doing it on an acrylic block is nice. I'm going to do the same thing, use the antique silver here, and we're going to actually go ahead and heat emboss this as well. It's small, it doesn't take long to really heat emboss here, so unfortunately it's not in the frame and you can't see it. Oh, there we go. So now we have everything here for the card to be put together, so we're going to go ahead and start the process. The first thing we're going to do is put some liquid glue on the back of that panel. Oh, and here's this is my container that I have on my desk all the time of all the utensils that I use most common. In there you'll see that I have actually liquid glue in there. So we're going to put the first layer down, get that really flat and even. I use liquid glue so that I can move this over so I can get everything even. And I set an acrylic block on top of that so that we can make sure that that dries and everything, sticks. The next thing I'm doing is some Stampin' Up strips here to make sure that the sentiment is actually lifted off of the card to give it a little dimension. Now I'm going to glue this card base, or this card panel, to the card base, and I'm going to make sure that's all even throughout. And again, I'm using the acrylic block to weigh that down. So by the time we're done with this, it can actually be dry and it won't warp. Now it's time to put on the sentiment. I just peel the backing off of that foam tape, and I'm going to place this on the card just like that. So this pretty much completes the card. I'm just getting this even and making sure it's in the right position. I want to thank everyone for watching. I would really like it if you can give this video a thumbs up if you subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you check out some of my older videos as well. I'm still a beginning and I would really like some new viewers, so please share that. I hope you guys have a great week. I will talk to you soon, and bye!